You know, summer vacation is supposed to be all about freedom, right? Well, for two siblings, it became a trap. So today, we're going to break down a truly terrifying story from Cooney Monday, all about a family visit that just spiraled into an absolute nightmare, one there was no waking up from.
This was the warning they got, a really simple instruction that would very soon become a matter of life and death. But to really feel the weight of those words, we have to go back, right back to the start of their journey.
You know how it is. So many horror stories start with a totally innocent trip, and this one? It's no different. Just two kids absolutely buzzing for an adventure, and they have no idea of the darkness that's waiting for them just down the tracks. So, I want you to picture this. It's 1998. There are no cell phones to just quickly call for help. It's just 16-year-old Nisha and her little brother Aman, and they are thrilled to be traveling all by themselves for the first time in a decade. Their destination? This rustic little farmhouse near Shimla to see their grandparents. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? The very first red flag pops up the second they step off that train. It's scorching hot, right? But their grandparents are wrapped up in these heavy shawls. And their faces, well, the smiles just don't quite reach their eyes. There's this strange, disturbing emptiness there. But, the kids are so caught up in the excitement, they just kind of brush it off.
And that weird, unsettling feeling? Yeah, it follows them from the station all the way to the house itself, a place that really should feel warm and welcoming, like a home. But instead, it just feels cold, isolated, and wrong.
Okay, so the farmhouse is literally in the middle of nowhere. The walls are stained this sickly yellow, the whole property is just choked with wild grass, and there's a rocking chair on the porch that's just swaying back and forth, but there's no wind. Inside, it's even worse. There's this foul smell, like something is decaying somewhere nearby. Their grandmother just smiles and says, "Oh, it's just manure from the fields."
At dinner, the strangeness just ramps up. The grandparents sit with them at the table, but they don't take a single bite of food. They just sit there, staring and repeating over and over again how happy they are that the children have come. It's way more creepy than it is comforting.
After dinner, as the grandfather is tucking them into bed, he gives them this really ominous warning. He says it's just animals, but his tone, it suggests something way more sinister. And he is crystal clear on that last point. Don't leave your room at all. So for the next couple of days, things just get progressively weirder. All those little odd things that made the children uncomfortable, they start to change, morphing into this genuine, spine-chilling fear. These odd behaviors, they start to form this really disturbing pattern. The grandparents still don't eat, ever. The grandfather will just sit and stare into space for hours at a time. The grandmother? She bursts into this loud, unsettling laughter for absolutely no reason. Airman finds a pot in the fridge, and it's filled with this thick, red liquid. His grandmother just says it's an old family recipe. And that horrible smell, it never, ever goes away. Then comes the night that changes everything. Nisha is woken up by a sound from the hallway, a low, guttural grunting. It doesn't sound like any animal she's ever heard. Completely forgetting her grandfather's warning, she quietly opens the door, and the foul smell just hits her like a physical wave. And just as her eyes adjust to the dark, a hand clamps down on her shoulder. It's her grandmother. Her face is this ghostly, unnatural white, and that fake, painted-on smile is just plastered on her face. She just tells Nisha to go back to bed. Terrified, Nisha does exactly that. But the horror, it doesn't stop when the sun comes up. The next afternoon, while he's sitting outside, a bowman hears the sound of children playing, and it's coming from inside the supposedly empty house. He goes in to check it out, and his eyes are just drawn to this large black and white photo in the drawing room. It's a portrait of his grandparents, but as he's staring at it, something impossible happens. He sees thick, red blood just trickling from their eyes in the photograph. He screams. Nisha comes running in, but when she looks at the photo, it's completely normal. No blood, nothing. Now both kids are absolutely terrified. Nisha tells Aman what happened to her the night before. They know something is terribly, terribly wrong, but they just can't explain it. Their fear now has a focus, a source. They realize that the awful rotting smell, it seems to be strongest near one particular place in the house, their grandparents' locked bedroom on the first floor. That room has been locked the entire time they've been there.
Fueled by pure terror and just this desperate need for answers, they decide they have to get inside. They have to know what's in that room.
They are about to uncover the source of the smell, the strange behavior, and the dread that has completely consumed their vacation. They're standing right in front of the door, and they know that whatever is on the other side is going to change everything. They find this heavy bunch of keys, and they start trying them, one by one. Eventually, one fits. The lock turns with this loud click. They take a deep breath, they push the heavy wooden door, and the smell that rushes out is just unbearable. They cover their mouths and they force themselves to step into the darkness.
And there, lying on the bed, are two bodies, decomposing. This is the source of the smell.
As they get closer, fighting back nausea, Nisha sees something glinting on the neck of one of the corpses. It's a locket, the exact same one her real grandmother always used to wear. And the realization just hits them like ice water. These are the bodies of their grandparents. And so we are left with one final, absolutely terrifying question. If their grandparents have been dead in this room the entire time, then who or what has been tucking them into bed at night?